Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining another episode of Derek's Travel Chats. Today we'll be speaking about big ship cruising, and I'm very pleased to have with me two wonderful people from Norwegian Cruise Line, or NCL as we know but in the industry. So with us is Quittner out of Miami, and Cindy Ginard.
You got it.
You're in Montreal, right?
I am actually in Toronto.
Oh,
my accent is French, but it's actually made in Normandy in France, and I live in Toronto.
Well, thank you very much for joining me today, and just to talk about where travel is headed into 2021, particularly with the Norwegian Cruise Lines, and how we can help prepare my clients and your clients to understand this new reality and new world that we're living under, and how to best prepare, but yet still feel very safe in traveling and doing the activities that we did before March of 2020. So again, thank you for joining us, and look forward to having a chat for the next 25 minutes or so. So I'll start with Lee, I guess. So the cruise industry is one part of people's vacations, and seems to be hit probably the hardest from our perspective with regard to the pandemic. And so when will NCL or Norwegian be looking at greeting clients and getting back on the water?
Well, first of all, Derek, thank you for having me. We're really glad to be joining you today. It's been a tough year, Derek, to be honest, operating in a pandemic. I got into the business almost 20 years ago after 9/11, and I thought nobody would travel after 9/11. And it was good to see things surge in the 2000s. So I'm cautiously optimistic, Derek, that things are going to come back very strong. We can only be away from travel for so long. But of course, we're living in a new reality. And, I think NCL has taken this past 6 months to do its due diligence. We formed a healthy sail panel. And, I think the reality your guests are going to find on the other side of this is an experience they've never seen, with the most cleanly ships, socially distant. Will probably be in the beginnings operating at a reduced capacity, and your guests will probably have some of the best cruising experience that they've ever had. So we're really looking forward to that day. We do not have the no sail order was just extended through October 31st, but we feel fairly strongly that within, we're looking at the first of the year. We feel that, our chairman, Frank Del Rio, as well as the other presidents of the other cruise lines, are pushing very hard to open up with protocols in place to keep your guests safe and so that they can vacation safely. So to answer your question directly, Derek, I don't have a date on my hand, but we feel we're right on the horizon of opening back up.
Sounds great. And Cindy, the new normal for the travel industry. So what will NCL be doing to make the ships safe for people to feel comfortable in going back on? Because as we all know, again, as we started out to say, the cruise industry, for whatever reason, got hit particularly hard with from a public relations standpoint. And so what will be some of the things that the NCL is looking at doing?
Yes, thank you for asking, and myself, thank you everyone actually for watching this video today, because we're really glad to share what we can. So yes, we first off, to be honest, the cruising experience with Norwegian, even before COVID, regarding the health and safety on board, it was already top notch. If you've been already on the cruise with us, you may be remember the washy thing when already at every of our restaurants we would encourage our guests actually to wash their hands to ensure their health on board. So of course it was great already, but yes, because of what's happening, we thought, okay, how can we go further? So we have already, as Lee mentioned, created a health panel with lots of eminent professionals, health professionals, professors, very renowned actually, to build together with some of other cruise lines a real new era, I would say, to comfort passengers. Some things that we can anticipate that we are going to do, even though like Lee, I'm always a little bit with caution in the sense that we are still waiting on the final guidance from the CDC, right? First step, when can we go back at sea? Second step, what they will ask us to do, right? But we can fairly anticipate that, for example, what we're going to do, we're going to have on board of the whole fleet or 17 ships HEPA filters. So those, for examples, are used in the hospitals, and they are fine enough to catch the COVID-19 particles. So that will ensure that, yes, the air going on board is going to remain healthy. As well, of course, what we were doing before, like the washy thing, we're going to enhance it and encourage it at every public spaces on board. We're going to encourage and enhance social distancing on board, which means, like Lee mentioned, probably to sail at reduced capacity for a while. For about how much down, for how long, we don't know yet. But it could be actually really a great experience, right? If you have actually a few less people on board, that's amazing. It feels a little bit more private for a while. And as well, what we're going to do, one of my favorite points, and we call them actually, each of these points, we call them the pillars. We're going to have a public health and safety officer on each of our ships. So this person's job, sole job and responsibility will be to ensure that all the health and safety protocols we have on paper will be actually done 100% on the ships. We will probably have new equipment to actually ensure that to test the COVID-19, maybe a few cabins for in case we need, for example, to isolate a couple of passengers until we know the results. There will be probably these kind of things. And finally, of course, we're going to enhance some new, like what you can see already today in some airports, for example, which is like non-touch temperature screenings on embarkation, but as well every time you're coming back from an excursion. And we are going to work, of course, with local authorities in every and each of our we go for 450 ports on a normal time. So with each of them, which is a big work, but we're happy to do it to ensure that what's happening on board regarding health and safety will be replicated actually at port with our partners over there. So every time you go on an excursions, we know that they will take excellent care of you and your guests the same way we are going to do it on board.
Just a question. One question has come up on a couple of occasions when I talk with people, and some people have asked whether or not the cruise line will expect people to carry their own bags to their cabins up through the gangways and whatever, or will there still be portage services for the cruise ship, and your bags will be put in your cabin?
Well, at this very moment, I don't know, to be honest. Would that be reconsidered? Probably. That's my personal opinion, to be honest. But for now, I think it's a little bit too early to go to that very stage of talking about how we handle the luggage, for example. There are bigger question at stake at the moment. So, but yes, that's a very good question, because can we expect a little few more changes here and there regarding your cruising experience? Probably. What is going to be at this very moment regarding luggage, I don't know. Lee, do you have any thoughts about it?
I would not anticipate a change with that. It was not part of the recommendation with the healthy sail panel. I could foresee them maybe wiping down handles or something, like with Lysol wipes or something, you know, something like this. But I agree with Cindy that we don't know all of the protocols, all of the realities until we're sailing. But I haven't seen that part of the recommendations of the healthy sail panel. I don't anticipate that to change. But on the other side, if someone felt more comfortable, I don't know if we would stop them from wanting to, if they wanted to carry their bags on. But we'll see. There will be some changes, but I wouldn't anticipate that to change.
Okay, sounds good. Lee, what are some of the things that Norwegian Cruise Line are going to be looking at to bring clients back, given some of the PR that took place back in March?
Well, you know, I think the biggest thing, Derek, you're a travel professional and have been around this business a long time. And, you know, I think the biggest change this year for all travel suppliers has been the flexibility. And in that case, that is Norwegian's peace of mind. So never in the history of this industry have you been able to cancel a cruise with no penalty up until 15 days prior. So I think that in itself is a game changer, and you know, really gives people the confidence that, you know, I would say to people, dream of where you want to go. Now is the time to make those plans. And you know what? If you're uncomfortable, we're okay with that. And we're putting our money where our mouth is. So, you know, the industry has really, to me, that's the biggest monumental change and that we have in place is the peace of mind. I think that in itself is going to bring people back to cruising, as well as what I mentioned previously, which is the healthy sail panel. I think the reality of cruising going forward is going to be like nothing guests have ever seen. If you loved cruising before, you're going to be on such a clean ship to the nth degree. It's going to be amazing. And you know, for people that enjoy being on a 2,000 person ship, if that's reduced and you're on there with less people, even better for you, you know, in the short term. So I would say, you know, even though we don't have a definitive date, if you have a place that you want to go to, make some plans. And you know, we might have to be flexible. We might have to change on our end. You might want to change on your end, but that's okay. And I think that's the biggest piece, or the story of this year to come out of it, is that that you have the peace of mind to change, and we put that in writing for you.
I know, Cindy, you talked about the washy-washy, and I just wanted to relay a story actually of a couple of my clients who were cruising back in February, just before everything shut down. And they had absolutely no issue at all. They were totally enjoyed their cruise. But the part that they enjoyed, they actually came back remembering, because they also took videos of us, are all of the staff as you're going into the cafeterias, if you're going into different places, that they were doing. It was almost like a performance about washing your hands and whatever. So I should send you a copy. He sent me a copy of the videos. I should send it to you just for you to see what took place. And it actually, they said it made the cruise so much more enjoyable, and just took away that whole thought of worry that people might have had if otherwise, right? So I just wanted to mention that after you talked about the washy part. And
Our cruises are amazing. Our cruise on board, the multiple cruises I've been myself on our ships, I've always been baffled by how great our crews are, how they are really caring about our passengers, and that is part of the experience. That's always what we wanted before to bring, and more than ever, what we want to bring in the future to the guests is to have a really great vacation, great time, relax, and have fun. So sometimes, yes, when you have to go to the washy, you could be like, and actually doing that into a game, into a fun, into a dance, hey, that's actually something we can all do, including, for example, the kids that sometimes do not really understand the need for it. So it's, yeah, I agree.
Cindy, I mean, you deal with a lot of clients and other agents like myself. So what are some of the things you're seeing as far as changes that the clients are going to be expecting, from the cruise lines? Right.
Well, that's a great question. And even though we don't have any crystal ball, something I hear actually from the multiple travel partners we do have in Canada, people want to go back, especially the experienced cruisers. They know how we were doing before. They know this was before, and more than ever, once again in the future, it will probably be the safest place to go on a vacation because it's going to be so much under control. Remember that everybody that is going on a cruise ship needs to show actually their cards. So people from the outside cannot go on a cruise ship like in a hotel, for example. Our staff, our crew, they stay on the cruise ship as well. They don't go back home at night so they can come back. So that's really limited. And what I hear is that especially experienced cruisers, they just cannot wait to come back. They want us to give a date because they want to be able to plan for sure. And for the other guests, well, let's not lie. It's like there's a bit of caution coming, but I think this is with any kind of industry where you need actually to plan quite a little time. It's not a big time ahead. So those times are really odd in so many ways. But I think we're all the same. If I would need to ask all the viewers now, who of you actually had to cancel your vacation in 2020 at least once? Raise your hand. I would be the first to do it. I was supposed to go to Italy, and I decided, here you go yourself. So that's what we all want to do. We all deserve vacation. We all work hard, or we can be retired and we want to enjoy, discover the world. And that's what we want to do. And having to stop that when it's not your choice, it's a little bit like being on diet and you're craving for this candy that you haven't eaten in 10 years. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what's happening now. So we can understand there's a bit of frustration. We are as well, but myself, Lee, and everybody behind us at Norwegian, we're still so excited about cruising. And I think that actually when everybody of us, yourself or travel partners or guests, we're all back on the ships, it's going to be better than ever because there's going to be a true happiness, a true excitement. There's going to be new things, new protocols. So everything that is new, of course, is getting excitement. So here you
go. Just from a pricing standpoint, one of the things Norwegian has done over the last number of years, you've had your free at sea promotion ongoing. Is that something that you will be looking at continuing when, once you get back in, even knowing that maybe you're going to be working on reduced numbers and probably less people on board? Are those things that will still be in place for the clients?
Yeah, we free at sea is on right now. I believe we have it running through October 12th, and an extra discount for past guests. So please take advantage. I think also double latitudes points. So yeah, we love our free at sea. The guests love free at sea. I could foresee maybe some things changing or being modified for dining. but we don't have any definites on that yet. But right now, free at sea is available, and you can take all and get a Latitudes discount through, I think, October 12th, Cindy?
Yes, October 12th. That's the end of this amazing promotion. So especially if you're a past guest and you know us, remember with us, Lee was talking about flexibility, which is a new thing as well, but we were already flexible before. We always had deposits 100% refundable up to the final payment due date. If you cancel before that, no question asked. You just get it's already a low deposit, but you would get it back. So that's another thing that we can anticipate is like, we're talking about reduced capacity in a short, medium term. So reduced capacity, not only us, other cruise lines probably. So if you are waiting to book your vacation, there's going to be a moment where we are going to run out of availability, as simple as that, because we won't have as much to sell as usual. So that's why we encourage, as long as there's no risk, it's really great better to be in a position where you have secured your vacation, maybe next year, 2022. We sell up to 2024 for Hawaii. So just secure it now and think later. Reconsider later if you're still worrying. Once again, no question asked. And I think that's really the key message now, because you don't want to find yourself like a couple of months before saying, okay, I want to go, but nothing is left. So
there's two kinds of lists. There's the list that you're on because you're taking your vacation, and then there's a waiting list.
Correct.
You don't want to be on that list when space is limited. Yeah. Lee, I know you kind of touched on it in the beginning, just so when you do go back, when your ships do sail, do you think it will be limited itineraries, maybe just Mediterranean or just Caribbean, or fewer choices just to get the wave rolling type of thing?
I do anticipate that. It's going to take, we're all going to be almost starting new cruise lines. To get one ship up and running is a monumental effort. To get it staffed and fully functioning is a big deal. It takes a solid 60 to 90 days to get a ship crewed and up and running. So it could foreseeably take 6 months to get the entire fleet up and running. There have been indications that we would be starting off with shorter cruises and gradually building up. So I would foresee that. We are also looking to open the right way and do things the right way. What makes me really proud is our chairman, Frank Del Rio, said, I want my mother, and he's in his late 60s, so his mother and his family, even down to his grandkids, to be able to go on the ships, and he not even think about twice that their safety. So he wants the ships that safe for his own family and for your family. So we are committed to doing that. We want to do it right. We want to open slowly and do things the right way that doesn't put anything in jeopardy, yourself, and give people the opportunity to have a vacation that want to.
Sounds great. Well, thank you very much for being part of this today. I just want to give you an opportunity, both Cindy and Lee, to speak directly to our clients and your clients, and just anything that you would like to close the show with. Cindy?
Well, first off, thank you everyone for watching today. Thank you, Derek, once again for inviting us. We are always very, very happy to speak to our travel partners, and through you, our valued guests. We just cannot wait. we're all together, waiting anxiously for the day we can come back onto our ships and again share monumental, great experiences on board. So have a look, think about a positive future made of mojitos, coconuts, and beautiful beaches across the world. And yeah, I think it all helped us. I had to cancel my vacation 2020. I can tell you, I'm really excited about actually redoing it for 2021. That actually brings me real joy at the moment, and I think we all need a little bit of that. So yes, feel free everybody to connect with Derek if you had more questions, and we would be happy all together to bring you on next spring vacation.
Your Hawaiian cruise is the one where I want to go.
Really? That's where I want to go too, Lee.
I was just looking, I think I've got a picture of me up in Hawaii there. That was one of my favorites. So we'd love to welcome you back on board Norwegian, and Pride of America is well, Hawaii is just a special place, but doing it on the Pride of America just makes it that much more special. So we'd love to have you, Derek. And we'd love to have all of your guests.
Well, again, thank you everyone for tuning in to Derek's Travel Chats. Thank you very much, Cindy. Thank you very much, Lee. It's been a pleasure to have you. Great information for clients and anyone who watches this from around the world. And, you know, it's because it will be available on YouTube and through Facebook now live. So we look forward to the time that we can go back on your cruise ships and all kinds of other travel as well, because I know people will enjoy all kinds of different things as we open up the world. But hopefully, whatever, I hate to use this terminology, wave comes in a second way, that it's managed and that we can move ahead so that we don't have to continue to be isolated and having to talk to each other through these means. Let's enjoy each other's company soon again. So thank you very much for being part of it, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.